Do you want to sound smarter in English without using long, complicated words? Here's a secret. Native speakers don't try to sound intelligent by using difficult vocabulary. Instead, they choose more precise words. In this video, you'll learn 10 smart English words that will instantly make your English sound more natural, confident, and fluent. These are words you'll actually hear in everyday conversations, at work, and in real life. Many English learners believe that sounding fluent means memorizing thousands of advanced vocabulary words. But that is one of the biggest myths about learning English. Imagine two people describing the same movie. The first person says, "The movie was good." The second person says, "The movie was fascinating." Which sounds more expressive? Probably the second one. Neither sentence is wrong. However, choosing a more specific word helps you communicate your ideas more clearly and naturally. Today's lesson isn't about showing off your vocabulary. It is about learning words that native speakers actually use to express themselves more accurately. Let's begin. Instead of good, use excellent. The word good is one of the most common words in English. There is nothing wrong with it. Native speakers use it every day. But sometimes it doesn't fully express how positive you really feel. For example, if your friend asks, "How was your vacation?" you could say, "It was good." But if you had an amazing experience, a better answer would be, "It was excellent." The word excellent tells the listener that something wasn't just good, it was exceptionally good. Let's look at some examples. The restaurant was good. The restaurant was excellent. She did a good job. She did an excellent job. Other useful alternatives include great, fantastic, outstanding, wonderful. The next time something impresses you, try replacing good with one of these strong words. Instead of bad, use terrible. Just like good, the word bad is very general. If something is only a little unpleasant, bad works perfectly. But if something is really awful, choose a stronger word. For example, instead of saying the traffic was bad, say the traffic was terrible. Now your listener immediately understands how frustrating the situation was. Let's look at some examples. My day was bad. My day was terrible. The weather was bad. The weather was terrible. Other great alternatives: horrible, awful, unpleasant, miserable. Using more descriptive words makes your English more vivid and engaging. Instead of big, use massive. The verb big is useful, but sometimes it doesn't give enough detail. If something is extremely large, native speakers often choose words like huge, massive, or enormous. Imagine you visit New York City for the first time. Instead of saying, "The buildings are big," you could say, "The buildings are massive." That creates a much stronger mental picture. Let's look at some examples. That is a big house. That is a massive house. That stadium is big. That stadium is enormous. Let's look at other alternatives. Huge, giant, enormous. And instead of small, use tiny. The word small works well in most situations, but if you want to emphasize that something is very small, use tiny. For example, instead of saying, "I live in a small apartment," you could say, "I live in a tiny apartment." The word tiny immediately helps the listener imagine a much smaller space. Let's look at examples. The puppy is small. The puppy is tiny. My office is small. My office is tiny. Other useful words: compact, miniature. So guys, Instead of very happy, use delighted. Many learners overuse the verb very. Native speakers often replace very plus adjective with one stronger adjective. Instead of saying, I'm very happy, say, I'm delighted. The verb delighted expresses a stronger feeling of happiness. It is perfect when you've received good news, achieved a goal, or experienced something wonderful. Let's look at examples. I'm very happy to see you. I'm delighted to see you. She was very happy with the results. She was delighted with the results. Other alternatives: excited, thrilled, overjoyed. Notice how one word replaces two. That is one of the easiest ways to sound more fluent. Instead of very tired, use exhausted. Rather than saying very tired, use exhausted. It sounds more natural and more descriptive. Let's look at examples. I'm very tired after work. I'm exhausted after work. We were very tired after the hike. We were exhausted after the hike. Other alternatives: worn out, drained, fatigued. And instead of very hungry, use starving. When you're extremely hungry, native speakers often say, I'm starving. Of course, they don't literally mean they're dying from hunger. It is simply a common expression. Let's look at examples. I'm very hungry. I'm starving. The kids were very hungry. The kids were starving. Other alternatives: famished, ravenous. Instead of very, use fascinating. If something really captures your attention, use fascinating. It sounds much more expressive. Let's look at examples. The documentary was very interesting. The documentary was fascinating. I read a very interesting book. I read a fascinating book. Other alternatives: captivating, engaging, intriguing. Instead of very important, use essential. Native speakers often use essential when something is absolutely necessary. Examples: sleep is very important. Sleep is essential. Communication is very important in business. Communication is essential in business. Other alternatives: crucial, vital, necessary. And instead of very beautiful, use stunning. When something is extremely beautiful, stunning is a perfect choice. It is commonly used for people, places, and views. Let's look at examples. The beach was very beautiful. The beach was stunning. She wore a very beautiful dress. She wore a stunning dress. Other alternatives: gorgeous, breathtaking, attractive, elegant. Remember, sounding fluent in English isn't about using the longest or most difficult words. It is about choosing the right words. Instead of saying good, say excellent. Instead of very tired, say exhausted. Instead of very beautiful, say stunning. Small changes like these make a big difference. They'll help you sound more confident, more natural, and more like a native speaker. Now, here's your challenge. Pick 3 of today's words and use them in the comments below. I'll read your sentences and tell you if they sound natural. If you found this lesson helpful, don't stop here. Keep building your vocabulary one smart word at a time, and before you know it, you'll speak English with more confidence and fluency every day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.